Hello, welcome to my look ahead video. It's the day after the great storm. I hope you didn't get blown away too much. It's still pretty windy and pretty cold in London, so we've come inside. Now, we've just had the announcement about HS2, which the government is going to proceed with. Personally, I'm not a great fan of HS2. I'd much rather the money be used on a series of incremental projects around the country, linking some of our northern towns to outlying areas, and on improving some of our roads, such as the A27. The good news amongst the HS2 announcement, though, is that an extra £5 billion is going to go into better buses, more buses, and also improved cycle routes and facilities for cyclists, which I know is very popular down on the south coast, so I'm certainly backing that. Now, we've also got emergency legislation this week to deal with terrorists coming out of jail before serving their full sentence after the recent terrorist atrocity. We've also got a new bill coming to Parliament, Disclosure and Information About Victims Bill, the so-called Helen's Law, which is to make sure that those murderers who amazingly do not reveal the whereabouts of the body of their victim absolutely have to serve their full sentence. We've also got some debates this week around fishing. And we have in the House of Lords at the moment the new fishing bill, which when it comes to the House of Commons I want to take part in, because in particular I want to raise the whole issue of kelp beds. And recently we've had the announcement from the IFCA, the Sussex IFCA, about restricting fishing close to shore, one part of which is to try and help restore the kelp beds, which are also exceedingly efficient on absorbing carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases as part of our environmental effort. And two other things I've done. I've got two videos on my website and on my Facebook page. One around school funding and the really welcome announcement a week or so ago about that extra £14 billion which is coming to schools over the next 3 years. And there's now a website linked to the Department of Education's website where every school, every parent can go on and find exactly the additional funding that every school is getting in the locality, and I've given all the details in the video of how you can see that. So great transparency about the real increases and well above average increases we're getting for our local schools. I've also put a video on about the railways, because we had a meeting last week with the managers from Southern Rail. There are changes afoot because of the work that's going to start on Gatwick Airport, expanding Gatwick Airport and the capacity there from next May. It's meant some changes to the timetable, which are not all bad, but one big good thing about it is that the West Coastway trains, which are very short trains, only 4 coaches at the moment, are going to be doubled in size to 8 coaches, and that will go down very well with, I know, my constituents coming in from Worthing and Shoreham on very crowded trains. They're commuting and can't get a seat. Next week we have the parliamentary half-term recess, so Parliament won't be sitting until a week on Monday. I've got a whole series of meetings this week. For example, I've got meetings on animal cruelty, on kinship care. I've got a meeting about Cyprus and a whole range of other things which I'll report on in my next newsletter. And then I shall be back in the constituency on Thursday. It's the Worthing Better Business Show being organised by the Chamber of Commerce, which I'm hoping to drop in on. Then I'm visiting a number of schools on Friday. I should be at St Peter's Roman Catholic School in Shoreham. I should be at the Robert Wardard Academy, where they've got a Holocaust event. I'm then meeting up with Shoreham Citizens Advice. Then in the afternoon I've got a meeting with the Sussex Partnership Trust to discuss a whole range of things around mental health issues and some particular constituents episodes we've had, but also how we can improve mental health services, particularly for young people, and the interaction with my new website, which I launched last year to give advice to people on accessing mental health service. And then on Saturday, I have the first of my Make Britain Breakfast again events, bringing together a group of Leavers and a group of Remainers from across the political parties to have a discussion as to how we can understand each other's position and how we can all rally around going forward to try and bring the country together after a very bruising last few years after the referendum. And I'll report back on that separately in my next newsletter and in my next video as well.